One, two. Can you hear me? Hey, good morning. Okay, yeah. First time home buyer workshop. Real estate workshop. Yours truly, KJ Johnson. Your preferred realtor. Yes, KJ Johnson, your preferred realtor. Thank you guys for tuning into the webinar. We always allow just a few minutes for people to log in and work out any kinks we may have in the system, but we're about to get started. I hope everybody is doing good today. It's a blessing that you all are able to attend this webinar. I'm praying that the blood of Christ will keep you all corona free. And your family corona-free. This is a very difficult time we have in our country right now, and it's a blessing that everyone's able to make it. So, those of you who are on my page, we're going to do a virtual sign-in. So I want you to go to my page. If you're on my page, if you're seeing this, you're on my page. I want you to type KJ, I'm here. That's how you're going to sign in. All right, we're going to be able to reach back out to you and connect with you. So just type in KJ, I'm here and I want my grant money. Come on, put that on there. KJ, I'm here and I want my grant money. This webinar today is sponsored by Allstate. My man Paris Taylor out in Randallstown. Big shout out to Paris Taylor in Randallstown. Paris Allstate by way of Paris Taylor. Brian Jones with Meridian Bank. These are some great people in the industry. Classic Inspections, Classic Home Inspections. Big shout out to Classic Home Inspections. These are our sponsors. And then yours truly, KJ Johnson with the KJ Johnson team. So I want to talk about a few things before we get started. Interest rates are very low right now, extremely low. All right. Now, you may want to use a program, and the difference between you using a program and not using a program is the interest rate. So interest rates, as of yesterday, when I last checked, they were around 4.5 or less. And when you use a program, it could take you up to 3.5 to 3.8. Now, just know that last year, this time, that regular interest rates were 3.8, and when you used a program, it took you into the 4.3, 4.5, or even the low fives, depending on the program. So if you utilize a program, you're still in good hands. All right, you can still get a low rate. You can always refinance and get the lower interest rate. But just wanted to make a clarification on that. So let's get started. All right, this is our real estate webinar. Okay, preparing your home for sale. We're going to be talking about selling a home and buying a home and programs, and it's a lot of different things that's going to that we're going to be able to. Hey, that's my engineer there. It's a lot of different things that we're going to be able to discuss during this webinar. Okay, so preparing your home for sale, making your home a product. It's very important that if you're going to sell your house, you want to make it a product. You know why? Because first-time buyers are very picky today. All right, now let me just say this to the first-time buyer. You have to be a sponge as you're going through this process. If you're a seller, you also have to be a sponge. And the reason why you have to be a sponge is because people are going to be coming in and out of your house. If you're a buyer, you're not going to have the house exactly how you want it. It's not going to be exactly how you want it to be. So you may want to look at this with the option of buying a house that's already fixed up, and then also buying the house that you need to fix up. All right, that's real important. All right, because you may find yourself looking at a lot of different property that needs to be fixed up or that's not fixed up, and sometimes you may just turn away from that because the home is not completely fixed up how you would want it or how you would like it. Okay, so that's where HGTV would be your best friend. Home Depot and Lowe's, you can paint a house. You can actually paint the cabinets now. Popular color is an espresso color, possibly white and some shades of gray, some granite tops and some floors, and you're good to go. All right, but it's important that you look at a house with a constructive eye instead of a deconstructive eye, because every home is not going to be what you're looking for, especially in the market now. We're starting to see 8, 9, and up to 11 houses on contracts on one house. All right, so you're competing against everyone else. So sometimes to just go for a house that not everyone is jumping on, but putting in the work to turn it into your homes. You buy a house, you make it a home. Okay, so you can actually buy a house that doesn't all have all the bells and whistles to it, but then you can turn around and just put the bells and whistles in it. Like my first house, it was a mess. It had black and white checkerboard floors. It had green countertops, white cabinet, and blue carpet with bugs flying all around in it. And I walked through the front door and turned around and literally walked out like this is not going to happen, you know. And I had aspirations to get into real estate investing and things of that nature. But that was my first benchmark to let me know if I was even ready for investing. And, we was able to turn that house into a palace. As a matter of fact, I sold it to a gentleman, and I came back to get some mail from him about maybe 2 months later, and he had the house exactly the same way I left it. The only thing he changed was the floors because his wife had allergies. So he had the same colors, the same paint that we put in, all of the fixtures, the sand, everything was exactly the same. He just changed the floors. And you can do that to any house. So I just want to say that because there are some buyers out there that are looking for the perfect home, but you make it the perfect home. It may not be the perfect home. You make it the perfect home. All right, so preparing your home for sale is very important if you're selling a house, creating it and making it a product. All right, now some sellers ask, should I get my home appraised before I put it on the market for sale? You can do that, but if a buyer comes along and they write a contract on your house, your appraisal is not going to be relevant or even valid once they come and do an assessment of your house. So your appraisal and the buyer's appraisal, the buyer's appraisal is going to supersede yours. Now you can always do one and then give that to the new appraisal or new appraiser, but sometimes they just going to do their own thing. All right, and yes, sometimes houses do under appraise. Like you can actually have a house that's ready to be appraised, and if the appraiser is from Germantown, Maryland, and he's coming to Ricestown, this is a true story, this happened to me, he had the appraisal done before he even got to the house. He called me the night before and said, I have the value, I just need to get into the house. And I said, well, how could you possibly have the value without even seeing the house? Right? Now, this was a completely done home in Ricestown. Big shout out to Aaron Fazelton. He did that rehab. Great custom builder. He's awesome. And we would sell his houses before they hit the market. And he came in and he just, we actually had to fight with him to get the value we were looking for, just because, he had the appraisal done before he arrived, and he did not come into the house and do his due diligence. So that's where an appraisal could be your best friend or your worst enemy. So I would say, see if you can get a competitive market analysis, and that is just as good as an appraisal, because a realtor would do that for you. But to spend, $500 in hopes of getting that value, it may not work. Okay. Should I get a home inspection as a seller? You can do that. You can get a home inspector, but know that the buyer's home inspector is going to come in and could find some other items, but it's not a bad idea. Appealing to the first-time buyer. Again, creating your house, making it a product. It's always a good idea to declutter. Okay, get rid of any clutter. It's a good idea for you to maybe rent a storage space and take all of your excess things that you're not using into the house or using in the house and put it in the storage. when you go to a builder like a D.R. Horton, you won't see boxes all over the place or things misplaced. And the reason why you don't see that is because they want the buyer to see themselves in the house. So it's a art of presenting your house for sale, not the realtor's ego to get a quick sale, because sometimes sellers think, well, the house is fine, just put it on as is, and when they don't get the results, then, they want to switch realtors. But any good realtor is going to tell you, declutter, fresh paint, okay, plug-ins all through the house, change some light fixtures in the house, okay, ceiling fans and things of that nature. That's very warm and inviting. Making sure that when they pull up to the house, you painted your front door, it's curb appeal, you have some fresh mulch or just a nice manicured lawn. If the house is dirty, maybe get it power washed. All of this is part of the presentation. Instead of just getting the listing agreement and putting it on the market, it's a science behind making sure that your home sells fast and appealing to that buyer. You may have a buyer that lives next door to you. You literally may have someone renting a house next to you that wants to buy your house. Happened to me recently, right? On the same block. They want to buy my seller's property. Okay, so, and it was because we did those things to her property that made it more appealing to them to, first of all, want to leave where they were and come where our property is for sale. Okay? All right? Making your home available to show is really important. Really important that you make your home available to be seen. Okay? This whole, I need 2 hours notice, 24 hours notice, that's not going to appeal to a realtor or a buyer, because you could have a list of properties that you're going to show in your house pop up, or we happen to see your home in passing and say, well, we're going to swing back and get this one, or maybe we can swing back and set up an appointment. And the easier it is to sell your house, the better the probability of you selling it faster and for top dollar. Okay, so it's not uncommon to ask for an hour's notice, but if you're going to put your house on the market, you have to be ready and available to show it at a moment's notice. And it's probably a great idea to maybe come home late during the week, okay? Or if it's the weekend, do something for the weekend. Go away, plan to be away till 7 or 8 o'clock on the weekend, so that your house is easily to be shown. And with this whole COVID thing going on, it's a lot of awareness about keeping the house clean and wiping down and things of that nature. So we supply sanitation needs for you if you decide you want to sell your property. So that's pretty much the whole selling aspect of this seminar is, again, just to recap, you don't need to get your house appraised. You really don't need to do a home inspection. You want to appeal to the first-time buyer. You want to make your home a product. Okay, consider fresh paint, plug-ins, staging, curb appeal. All of those things, all of those factors are really good factors in appealing to that buyer. And what my real estate agent told me was, whenever you see new construction, you should be in there taking pictures, asking questions about what is, the latest color, what is the name of this light fixture, just keeping your house up to date as to what's going on in the real estate design sector. So whenever you see new construction, they're in the up-to-date design sector. Okay, so you want to model your home after what they're doing, because real estate's hot right now. Real estate on the whole is up 42%. New construction is up 53% from last year during the pandemic. All right, so that's going to be pretty much that in a nutshell. All right, now appealing to the first-time home buyer. All right, the first-time home buyer is really at an advantage in the market that we're in, and we're going to dive in and go over some things. But first of all, we're going to talk about renting versus buying. All right, if you are renting right now and you want to purchase a home, it's a great opportunity for you to do so. It's a phenomenal opportunity at this juncture for you to get off of the fence and get on the fence of purchasing a home. Okay? Now, in some instances, all right, we have issues with buyers that want to get pre-approved, would like to get pre-approved, and they have issues with their credit or things of that nature, or they think their credit is wrong, and you're on these credit apps, and they're giving you these numbers, and you're gauging your home purchase off of what the app is telling you your credit is. Or you may have a preconceived notion that you need a 700 credit score to buy a house, or 800 credit score to buy a house. You know, the requirement to be approved for a FHA loan is a 580. You can find a lender that will accept a 580. You can buy a house. Now, you can't utilize the programs because they have a minimum requirement of a 640. But if you have your own down payment and you can borrow from a thrift savings or 401k, or if you've saved up, and you can find someone that will accept the 580 credit score, you can buy a house with a 580. Now, they may raise it some since the pandemic. It may be 600, but FHA really don't have credit score requirements. Lenders make credit score requirements. They make the requirement because they're going to sell your loan back into the secondary mortgage market or the secondary mortgage sector. So having a good loan with good credit makes it easier for them to sell. All right, that's how that works. So what we recommend is for you to get off of the fence, partner with one of our premier lenders, and get pre-approved. If your credit is not where it needs to be, or if you don't really know where you are, the loan officer or the loan officers that we work with will go over a detailed action plan for you. They will pull your credit. They'll let you know what documents you need. They'll let you know what you need to do on your credit. They have a simulator. They can run your credit through the simulator, through the scenario, and that simulator will tell them, in order for this prospect to be qualified, they need to complete A, B, C, D, all the way to Z. So it takes the guesswork out of you trying to figure out, what do I need to do? What I should be doing, and is it advantageous for me to try to start this process now? So the answer is yes. Get started, get a game plan, and then we can work with you. And we do have credit repair services that can help you. We'll talk a little bit about credit repair on this seminar as well. So buying versus renting. If you're renting and if you paid $1,500 in rent over the past 15 years, that's $270,000. Now, depending on where you live, your rent could be $2,100. I mean, $3,000. You know, you're throwing money away. All right, you're throwing money away. If you just cannot buy for some reason or another, that's understandable. But if it's in your ability and you're just not sure about whether you want to or whether you're not going to, then know that this is the time for you to do it. All right. Now, when you start this process, when you start the home buying process, two people are going to come out of the woodwork. The first one is the HGTV expert. They watch all of the episodes and they try to apply what they see on TV to your real life situation. All right. The second expert is someone who maybe bought one home or sold one home before, and they think they know everything. So that's not someone you want to partner with as your point of contact in terms of your home buying experience. All right. It makes it difficult for a realtor and a loan professional to partner with you, especially if the HGTV expert is in your ear and saying things that's outdated. You know, it's nothing wrong with talking to your friends and family, especially if you've never done this before and they've done it some years ago. But if they have not purchased a home within the past 3 years, their experience is going to be different than yours. Okay, if they bought a home like 10 years ago, the experience is different, you know, literally. Okay, so things are different. Real estate changed every 6 months. Okay, the policies changed. When COVID started, in order to qualify for a a program, the score shot up to 680 and then came back down to a 640. Okay? So things can change. All right? Now, you're on the KJ Johnson page. I want you to hit that like button. I'm just going to just say that randomly inside of this. I'm going to say, I'm going to have random blurts of hit that like button going to come up. All right? Hit that like button. All right? So, again, back to the HGTV expert. Don't let them dictate what you want to do. Sometimes I'm out and I'm showing houses and the HGTV expert is there and they're giving you all of this advice. And none of this advice is good. Now, especially an HGTV expert who never purchased a home. And they're just solely giving you advice off of what they seen on TV, and they're using you as some type of guinea pig as to, if it works for them, then it's going to work for me. And it happens all the time. You're unlicensed realtor, so to speak. So just be careful not to just listen to everything they say. Do your own research. Do your own due diligence. Take classes like this. Call a real estate professional. Call a mortgage professional. Hear it from the horse's mouth is always the best benefit to this. Okay. What are the reasons that you want to buy a home? It's an investment. It gives you an opportunity to grow equity. It gives you control. Sometimes when you get that letter every year and your rent goes up, that's not something that you want to see. Okay, it gives you a fixed cost. Sometimes your landlord, he can raise your rent on you. Okay, gives you a sense of accomplishment. Hey, look, one of the biggest aspirations in life is to start a family, find a wife, find a husband, have kids, and then buy a house. So it's one of the biggest sense of accomplishment that we have. And sometimes people want to have a family and then buy a house. So it all comes together. You find the one that that you love. You start a family, you start having kids, and you buy that house, and it's just the greatest sense of accomplishment that you can have. All right, and it gives you tax benefits and stability. Okay, if you pay $2,000 in rent, none of that is tax deductible. If you pay $2,000 mortgage, I'm going to say between $600 and $700 of that is tax deductible every single month. So if you're paying that amount of rent, then you want to consider definitely buying a house. All right. And again, it gives you a sense of stability. All right. Research grant programs in your area that's available to you. Don't rely on someone else's experience. Make your own decision. Attend home buyer workshops to gain knowledge and research home prices in your area. All right. Now, if you are currently paying rent and your rent is $1,900 a month, okay, and you're renting a 3-bedroom, 2-4-bath property, you're not going to buy a property like that and pay, $1,300. Sometimes I'm speaking to someone and I say, well, how much you paying in rent? You're paying $1,900. Where do you want to live? I want to live in Laurel. Okay, great. Shout out to Laurel. Love that area. And I say, well, how much you want to pay in rent? $1,300. This is not going to happen. If you're paying $1,900, you're not going to pay in any way, shape, form, or fashion $1,300. Okay, so let me just say this to you. Once you are paying rent and you have a certain lifestyle, that lifestyle actually comes with a change. Okay, and whenever you make that change, it's called a lifestyle change. Okay, whenever you have a lifestyle change, you are actually starting to change what you qualify for on a monthly basis. Okay, so if you say hypothetically are living in a 3-bedroom house, 1 full bath, 1 half bath, that's a lifestyle. Okay, if that is a apartment style home, if you go to a townhouse, that's a lifestyle change. If you add a bathroom, that's a lifestyle change. If you add a bedroom, that's a lifestyle change. So we just talked about a few lifestyle changes, and each lifestyle change can cost you 10 to 15%. All right. So you may live in a particular area, and you may pay, say, $1,500 of rent in Laurel. But if you add a bedroom, you go from a apartment style home to a townhome with a garage to a two-car garage, then those are all lifestyle changes, 10 or 15% each time you make one. Okay, so just know that whatever you're paying in rent, you're going to pay more by 10 or 15% for each lifestyle change. Okay, unless you're buying the house from the seller of the house, and it's a possibility it could be the same. In most cases, they set your rent on par with the area rent, and your rent is consistent with that of a mortgage in the area. So very seldom do you see it come down. In most cases, it's going to go up. Okay. All right, moving right along. What are the requirements or the paperwork that you need? All right, you're going to need your last 3 years tax returns. All right, now in some instances, you will only need your W-2s. All right, you're going to need your last 3 months bank statements. All right, they want to see the transactions coming in and out of your account. Your last 2 years W-2s, your most recent 30 days pay stubs, verified court-ordered child support, profit and loss statement if you're self-employed, and any documents if you're divorced or separated. Now, if you're married and you're going through a divorce, in most cases they're going to want to see a notarized letter from you and your spouse, or something that you have filed with the courts that indicate that you are now separated and divorcing. All right, so that's going to be important, because when you utilize the grant programs, they look at your household income. And if you and your spouse together, household income is $160, but now you're alone and you by yourself make $90, then they're going to just go after qualify you based on $90. But if you're married, they're going to qualify you based on $160, which means you may qualify or may not qualify. All right. Now, some of the programs, don't let that worry you, because I said $160. There are still instances where you can qualify if you make that kind of money. It's just that it varies from state to state, from city to city, from area to area, from Baltimore County to Anne Arundel to PG to Howard to Charles to Hartford. You know, it varies. So you have to just get pre-approved. Let your loan officer let you know what programs you qualify for, what are the income limits that govern that program, and then move forward accordingly. All right, so that's the documentation that you're going to need. All right, hit that like button. All right, now, what other real estate people involved? Let's talk about your agent. It's going to be a buyer's agent, or if you're going to sell your house, it's going to be a listing agent. Okay, you're going to have a mortgage person. You're going to have a builder, an appraiser, home inspector, termite inspector, surveyor, an insurance agent, and a title attorney or title company to help facilitate the transfer from the seller to the buyer. Okay, that's what they do. All right. Now, in this instance, let's talk about a seller. You're going to have a listing agent. The listing agent represents the best interests of the seller. Their fiduciary responsibilities is for that of the seller. If you're on a buying side, then you need a buyer's agent, because they represent the best interest for the buyer. All right. Now, we're going to go over a couple of scenarios as to why you want to keep them separate, if at all costs, because it's important that your interest is protected. Sometimes the buyer want to get into this good relationship with the listing agent, the person on the sign, because they think they're going to get the in on this house. Now, sometimes you can, but they still represent the best interest of the seller. So let's just say, for sake of argument, you're pre-approved for a house. You see a house and it's listed by the listing agent. Now, the couple could be going through a divorce, and they already told you, like, listen, I'm going to Seattle, someone's going to Minnesota, and we want to sell fast. Okay? So you know this already. However, you cannot disclose that to the buyer. at all. If you're the listing, if the listing agent works, is there and represents the seller. Now, you as a buyer could want to move into that area, and because it's in a great school district for your child, and you have $18,000 saved up, and sometimes when you want a house, you just start telling people all of this pertinent information that really shouldn't be told to them, because your best interest is not being represented yet. Okay, so it doesn't matter how much money you have. I'm going to try to get it from the seller for you, but if you tell a selling agent what you have, they're going to tell the seller all of your business. They're going to tell them, she has money saved, she need to get into this school district, so on and so forth. So instead of them negotiating a deal for you to get the seller to pay your closing costs, you just disclose that you have $18,000 ready for sale, you have $40,000 in your savings account, $170,000 in your thrift savings and retirement. So now there's no incentive for them to represent you, because you've just disclosed to them everything. Now, if you had your own agent, an agent is going to sit down, write an offer, present it, and then negotiate. All right, so please don't go to the builder and tell them all of your personal business. Get a real estate agent. Listen, in particular, the builder, they take into consideration paying for a real estate agent to represent you. Okay, so why not contact me and my staff and have us represent you during your transaction? It's already paid for. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even matter. Even on a regular sale, when a seller lists a property, and that's what a builder does, they list properties too, they take into consideration how much it's going to cost to pay their realtor and how much it's going to cost to pay your realtor. Okay, so it's no sense in trying to get in good with the realtor and the builder thinking you're going to get a good deal when you need to contact your own realtor to negotiate a good deal for you. Okay, and stop telling people all of your business, because they don't have an incentive to work for you anymore. Even some of your mortgage professionals, sometimes I deal with this. I pre-qualify a client, and the client tells me all of their business, and then once we get to the table with a loan officer, they've taken them out of the program that I told them that they qualify for, and now have them putting down their own money because they're disclosed. You disclosed all of your finances to them. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because you have to disclose it. But if you're going to get a program, it doesn't matter. Okay, if you want a 100% financing program or option, that's what you should get. If the interest rate is a little higher, then that's fine, because it's easier for you to refinance out of a house that has a program than it is for you to put the whole 3.5% down. Now, we're going to talk about financing in a moment. So when you do a purchase, so to speak, it's a requirement of 3.5% down. Okay, 3.5% down, and the purpose of the program is to offset that. Doesn't matter if you got $90,000 in the bank. If you qualify, you should use it. But it's easier for you to refinance and get a lower rate. So you may say, for instance, if you want a $400,000 house, your down payment on that is about like 14 or some change maybe. I don't have the exact math off the top of my head, but to refinance that same loan may cost you $4,000 to get the same interest rate that they want to give you for putting 3.5% down. All right, so utilize the programs. That's what they're there for. Okay, so again, you're going to have your realtor, a listing agent, a mortgage person, a builder, appraiser, termite inspector, home inspector, surveyor, insurance person, and a title company. All right. Now we're going to talk about negotiating. All right, really important that you have someone that's going to represent your best interest in terms of this process. All right, so we're going to do a real live HGTV scenario. All right, and we're going to talk about effective negotiating and how it should work for you. All right, so for the sake of argument, we're going to say you're pre-approved for $400,000. That is how much you are approved for. Okay, you are currently looking for a 3-bedroom, 1 full bath, 1 half bath townhouse. Okay, and you're looking in Laurel. All right, Now, the first thing someone tells me when they get their pre-approval letter is, KJ, I don't want to spend all that $400,000, which is good. If you can actually get into that house and not spend it, is great. So we go online, okay, and we look up houses in Laurel, 3-bedroom, 1 full bath, 1 half bath, okay, and then we see that there's 16 houses or 17 houses that you like, okay? So we go out and look at 17 of those houses, and out of the 17 houses, you actually like 8 or 9, okay? Now, just know that looking at 17 houses, you're probably going to miss something, because by the time you finish all 17 houses, you're going to probably not remember one house from the next. So it's best to narrow it down to your top 5 to 7 properties, all right? But for the sake of argument, you get 17 listings, you narrow it down to your best 5 to 7 properties and go see them. And just say out of that, you like 5 of them. That's a really good percentage. That's good. But then you think about it and you say, you know what? I need a 4th bedroom because my son be playing that music, and I don't want to hear that garbage. I am not trying to listen to Lil Wayne and Drake and this trap music right now. So I need a 4th bedroom in the basement, preferably, because I need to put him in the basement. All right. So now we go back to the drawing board. Okay, we're looking for a 4-bedroom, 1 full bath, 1 half bath townhome in Laurel. We pull that up, and now we're down to 15 houses, and out of 15, you like 6, which is still good. But then you think about it again, and you say, he just came in my bathroom, and he shaved, and his hair's all over the place, and you know what? I need 2 full baths. I need another bathroom in that house. It can be in the basement, it can be upstairs, but I need my own bathroom. Okay, now we went from a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. We went from 1 bath to 2 baths. All right, and every time you do that, you have what? A lifestyle change. So you want to stay around $330,000 that you say you don't want to go up to $400. But every time you make a lifestyle change, it's getting closer and closer to that $400,000 mark. All right, this is what you need to know about this process. All right, as you make these changes, it's going to cost you. All right, then you think about it again and you say, you know what, I've been living in this townhouse for a long time. I don't even want to be attached to anybody else. I want a detached house. So you go back online. All right, we're looking for a 4-bedroom, 2 full bath, 1 half bath, single family house in Laurel now. What changed? All of your requirements. What didn't change? The amount of house that you qualify for. All right? So once you qualify, just know that sometimes when you make these changes and you're not approved for a particular amount, these changes may take you over your amount or over your comfort level. All right? So we go online. We find 5 houses that fit your criteria. And of those houses, you like 1 house. That means you have to be very aggressive. All right, now we're going to talk about the different types of negotiating skills. Now, very passive is when you have multiple offers, say maybe 5 to 7, multiple choices, not offers, multiple choices. Passive is when you have maybe 5 or less. Passive aggressive is when you have 3 or 2. Aggressive is when you just really have that 1 house. Like, you know what? I really need this house. Now, sometimes people get religious on me and they say, KJ, the Lord can do the exceeding and the abundant. they get spiritual, right? They get spiritual and they say, because they start thinking that they need to come down in price because they don't want to pay a high mortgage and so on and so forth. So remember this: $6 is the new 1,000. I want you to say that. Type it in there. Type it for me right in there on the page. $6 is the new 1,000. All right. For every $1,000 you go up or down, it only changes your mortgage payment by $6. Now listen. By the time you go to Panera Bread, you get 2 soups, a salad, and a smoothie, and a smoothie, that's like what, $80? You know, now it's not my money, it's your money. But if you just budget correctly and you make the adjustments, you'll know that if someone want to raise the sales price by $5,000, it's $30. Okay, so if you find yourself in a negotiating situation and the seller says, listen, I'll give you closing cost help, but I need you to raise the sales price, then it's a possibility that can happen. It's only going to change at $30. Okay, so it's not a tragedy, because it's for you. It's $5,000 amortized over 30 years. Now for them that's real money, but for you it's $6. All right, $6 is the new $1,000. All right. Now, let's just say hypothetically, after you made these lifestyle changes, the house is now at $399. All right. It's the only house that you like. And there are multiple offers on this property, multiple contracts. All right. I'm going to show you how to invade that and be successful. All right. So, multiple offers on the house. You have money saved up for closing cost help. One of the best things you could not do is ask for closing help. All right? Because you have so many offers there, asking for it is going to put you at the bottom of the barrel. Okay? The second scenario is, if you're going to ask for closing help, is to roll it into the price of the house. All right? So let's say hypothetically you were approved for $400,000 and your loan officer allowed for a tax bill of $4,800. All right? It just so happens that the taxes on this house is $4,200. So this means that you could raise the sales price on this to $410,000. Okay? Ask them for $10,000 in closing cost help, and your mortgage payment be within the same amount because the taxes are lower. Okay? So you can go in and ask for, do an offer of $410,000, $10,000 towards closing cost help. Okay? And that's a better scenario for you if you want closing cost help. But know that when you have multiple offers or multiple contracts, to just write the offer for the list price and ask for closing cost help, you're going to probably be at the bottom of the barrel if you don't make any type of concession adjustments. Okay, if you don't make any type of adjustments to your offer, then more than likely your offer is not going to get accepted. Okay, but in the event that they do accept your offer, this would be a better scenario for them to accept your offer. Raise the sales price and ask for the money that you raised the house by back in closing costs. Now, in this scenario, we raised it really $11,000, but we only asked for $10,000. That gives the seller $1,000 net. You can raise it to $410,000 and just ask for $5,000. Okay, or ask for $7,000. The seller's net is going to be a little higher, so that makes it more advantageous for them, so they can more than likely accept your contract or go for your offer. Okay, so those are scenarios that's going to really be successful for you. Okay, all right. So that, let's recap. You have very passive, passive aggressive, aggressive, and very passive, passive, passive aggressive, and aggressive. So if you see a house that you want, you absolutely want it, go for it. Okay, go over asking price. Sometimes you might want to just write a letter to the seller and point out key things in the house that really meant something to you. Believe it or not, that can make a connection between you and that seller, and it could be the difference between you getting the house and them giving the house to someone else. All right. I remember when I bought my second home, and they had this gigantic bird cage downstairs, and I just was like, I'm gonna turn this into a closet, right? And I said that to the seller at the settlement table, and I tell you, she looked at me. She gave me like the dirtiest look. she was like, "Oh, what are you?" And she said it real nice. KJ, what do you think about the bird cage? I said, "Oh, I'm turning that to a closet." She like looked at me like. She looked at me with like disgust, right? And I said, and we hadn't signed the papers yet, so I got nervous. I said, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. We were looking at some pets we could use. I just changed our life. Lord forgive me, I lied. But she was like ready to get up and walk away from the settlement table. So just connecting with that seller. Hey, listen, I came to your house today, and I love your decor. I love the accent wall you did in the living room. I love the arrangement that you did in the kitchen with the fruit bowl. Just point out key factors, that chandelier that you selected, the way you decorated your bed. Just find something, landscape, and just connect with that seller. Even if you don't like anything in that house, and you like, you know what, I'm going to paint this whole house over. This wallpaper is god awful. I love your wallpaper. I love, just patronize the seller some, so that now that you're in this pool of contracts and offers, that now you're standing out, because they're going to say, wow, they bought into my vision. They bought into my design. No one liked my house. And now this person likes this, pink, green, and blue and yellow wallpaper that I have in here with my green sofa. So, and you might not like it at all, but you want to put it in a letter. Is that being deceitful? Not really, because at the end of the day, you like the house and you're just connecting with them on any level that you can. So that's always a good idea to do that. All right. So connect with the seller, and that could help you in this whole pool of having all these different offers and all these contracts and things of that nature. All right. So recap. All right. What's the process? What is the KJ Johnson team process? Partner with a loan officer. That's the first thing you want to do. Not to call us or try to go on Zillow and try to set appointments to see houses. That's just going to create an anxiety for you, okay? You want to get pre-approved first. And you can text me, 443-744-5280. I'll send you a link. You can get pre-approved today. So if you're looking to start this journey, just text me. Again, 443-744-5280. I will send you a link. Just say, I want to get pre-approved. Send me the link. All right? Text that to me. Or put it in your comments on Facebook. I want to get pre-approved. I'll reach out to you, get your information, and I'll send you a link. All right? So start off with the loan officer, so you know. I like to say, show me the money. How much money am I approved for? How many programs am I approved for? How much money am I getting for grant money or down payment assistance? Show me the money. That's the very important thing that you want to start off with. All right, most important thing to me. All right, then you want to partner with a realtor. Okay, and then we can work collectively as your team, because your loan officer is more like your quarterback. Okay, they're gonna call the play, and we run it. So without a good quarterback and a good coach, we really don't have a game plan. So if you're out here just going by your own, if you're going on your own, trying to figure out what you want to do, just know that that's not the route to go. Okay, you definitely want to make sure that you get pre-approved first. All right, really, 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 really important. Okay, so you get pre-approved. A realtor take you out, show you a house. Okay, after you find a house, then you write an offer on it. And when you write an offer on the house, you do a home inspection. So let's just talk about the home inspection for a moment. Okay, surviving the home inspection. That's a place where a deal could just completely fall apart at the home inspection process. So just know that when you do a home inspection, that you can work together with the seller, you can work together with the realtor to overcome just about any situation. I just want to give you some scenarios. You go to a home inspection, there's missing shingles, okay? And let's just say there's leaks, okay? There's water in the basement. Okay, I'm just writing down some things. Water in the basement. Okay, let's just say there's no expansion tank on a hot water heater. All right, that's a code requirement. There's problems with the sockets. You can overcome just about anything by just getting a professional in that area to fix it. For instance, roofing issues, you get a roof certification. Plumbing certification. Okay, electrical certification. Waterproofing, get a waterproof certification. And you can actually get a lifetime waterproof certification. Anchor, I'm going to give you a shout out. Anchor Waterproofing. All right, they give you a lifetime warranty. They're great people to work with, and I would recommend them. They're very busy, so if you ever need to get a waterproof certification and you call Anchor, know you're going to wait, but when they get to you, they're going to give you a lifetime warranty. So don't allow yourself to not move forward with the purchase because of a home inspection. And also, be conscious, because a few years ago, I had a good friend of mine sent his daughter to me, and we were going through the home inspection process, and the home inspector just kept beating this house apart. I mean, she specifically told me she was looking for a foreclosure. We found the foreclosure, and it was a house where they had pets, and the pets are kind of like urine, kind of all through the house. But I'm like, listen, you're going to rip the carpet out. You're going to rip the padding out. You can treat the floor and keep going. So he just kept ripping this house apart and just tearing this house apart. And he eventually just kind of talked her out into buying it, only because he was in an investment group, turned around and tried to get someone he knew to buy the house. So I'm not saying that all home inspectors are like that, but you have to be careful because you just don't know. So he actually was trying to get his investment group to buy the foreclosure after he had scared her away. So don't allow things like home inspection and things that you may hear like, oh, wow, it's water coming in the house. Waterproof certification sometimes is grading, because I've sold new construction houses that had water issues, termites. The main beam to this post, single family house, like 4,000 square feet house, was leaning like this ink pen. It was just leaning this is the beam, and it was like leaning like that. It was just leaning to the side. And it's a brand new house. So you really can't get over life happening to your house. You have a home inspector come in, they get contractors come in, they get them certified, and they fix it, and then you move on. Just like a car. Sometimes you get a new car, things go wrong with it, you fix it. Same thing with the house, okay? So partner with a loan officer. Get a realtor. Go through the home inspection process. When you get a home inspection done, you put everything on what they call a property inspections notice, okay? And then everything on that notice goes to the seller, and then the seller starts the process of fixing those items. And then you're going to go back and make sure those items have been fixed, make sure the documentation has been provided before you go to settlement, and you're fine, okay? Then you may need to turn in some more documentation. You get a approval, and then you get a conditional approval. An approval is, hey, listen, we want to do your loan. A conditional approval means an underwriter has looked at it. They're about to finalize it. They just need clarification on a few items, and then they can give you a full approval, okay, or a loan approval, loan commitment, okay? And then you're ready to go to settlement, okay? Now, when you go to settlement, in today's times, you may need to wire your money to the title company instead of getting a check. Some people say, well, I've never heard that. Well, that's what they're doing now. You're wiring money to the title company. And then you're on the hook for your purchase for 30 years, okay? Then that's that whole scenario. So let's talk about some grant programs, and we're going to wrap up. I know I say 10 to 12, and I'm going to take some questions, but we just want to just make sure that we have enough time. We prefer the Facebook method versus the Zoom because the amount of time, sometimes Zoom can give you some limitations, and we don't want any limitations. We want to be able to talk as much as we want to talk and cut up as much as we want to cut up. You ask as many questions as you want, and we don't want it to cut off. So this way it won't cut off, okay? So what are some programs that are available, all right? The Maryland Mortgage Program, okay? That's a great program for you. The FHLB, Federal Home Loan Bank of Atlanta, all right? You can utilize that program in the state of Maryland. The Chenoa Program, Chenoa Chenoa program. All right. And I have lenders that offer all these programs. And let me just say this before I continue. Some people leave this seminar, or even before this seminar, went and got pre-approved with a loan officer. And you're thinking now, I need to find a grant and a program and take it to the loan officer. Well, it actually works in reverse. You have to find a loan officer that offers the programs, that are signed up to give the programs, and then they offer them to you. So you could arbitrarily go to, say, a bank that like PNC that offers some programs, but not all of the programs that you may qualify for. So it's better to partner with a bank that offers them all, see which ones you qualify for, and then let you know what appropriate classes to take, opposed to, jumping on the line and just taking these classes, getting these certificates, only to have to turn around and take another class. All right? So just know that your next step after this is to partner with my loan officers so that we can get you pre-approved for all of the programs in the state of Maryland that you qualify for, make you aware of what those programs are, and now we're ready to go out and find a house and apply this grant opportunity to that. Okay? We have the Mortgage Assist, which is part of the Maryland Mortgage Program. We have the First-Time Home Buyers Assistance Program. You can get up to $10,000. The Chenoa program is 100% financing. Just want to go back, 100% financing product on that one. The Mortgage Assist is part of the Maryland Mortgage Programs. Give you a deferred loan up to $20,000 in some instances. So if you buy a house and your down payment is $9,000 and then the money is not used for anything else, of that 20, you're only going to use 9. Okay? So it's not like you can get the $20,000 and then you can go use some of it for your down payment and then go buy furniture. Some people say, well, I walked away from the table with money. I call them true lies. Some of them are the truth, but most of them are lies. In some instances, somebody may walk away from the table with money, but it's more than likely not from a program because they will not allow it in most cases. All right. In Anne Arundel County, you have the Anne Arundel County Community Development Program. Okay. In Baltimore City, you have Live Near Your Work. You have Buying into Baltimore, Vacant to Values. You have the Good Neighbor Next Door program, City Employees Loan, Community Development Block Grant, City Living Starts Here. You have the NHS Community City Assist. You have Live Baltimore Trolley Tour. You have the Johns Hopkins University Live Near Your Work programs. Okay, that's Baltimore County. Baltimore City. Baltimore County, you have the Maryland Mortgage Program. We talked about that. Maryland Mortgage Program is statewide. In Dundalk, you have the Renaissance Home Buying Grant. You have Settlement Expense Loan Program, and you can use those with the MMP. All right? And again, this is brought to you by Brian Jones with Meridian Bank. Now, I have a team of loan officers that I work with because everybody have different needs. So, but that would be the preferred lender. He's the sponsor for this particular webinar. Okay, in Charles County, you have the Settlement Expense Program, SELP, and you can use the State of Maryland program with that because it's across the state. These are just other areas and other ordinances where there's other additional programs. Okay, District of Columbia, you have the Employees Assistance Living Program, you have the Home Purchase Program, and you have the Open Doors Program. Now, you have to understand some of these programs may or may not be funded, and it's frustrating when you're going through this process because it happened to me. I had to take this class. I sat in this room. It seemed like it was like a shoebox room, and it was like 19 of us in there. It was hot. It was in the summertime. And once I completed this class, that particular program ran out of money. I had to borrow from my 401k and things of that nature. So it can be frustrating, but we're going to help you take the guesswork out of this by you just partnering with us. If you partner with us, we'll let you know what's available and go from there. Okay? Okay. What you can do, just reach out to me, and my loan officer can go over all of the programs that you qualify for. Okay. So if you're interested, it's not necessarily about knowing the names more than it's the person that can help you with them. Okay, because once you get pre-approved for the programs, pre-approved first, they're going to let you know all of the programs that you qualify for. Okay, so Frederick County, you have the Home Buyer Assistance Program. Harford County, the NIP Workforce Grant. Okay, in Howard County, you have the Settlement Down Payment Program and the Moderate Income Program. Montgomery County, you have the Mortgage Purchase Program. Now, in Montgomery County, sometimes you can get up to $40,000. All right, that's a lot, but again, they run out of money fast. But again, that's why it's important. I want to stress, I want to bring this home. Don't get so concerned with, what's this program? Let me write it down. Get more concerned with which Brian Jones's number so I can get pre-approved. And then he can let you know, hey, look, you qualify for this and all and these programs, and then you can use them collectively, and he'll give you the pros and cons and things of that nature. Okay, Prince George's County, you have the College Park City program, you have the College Park New Neighbor program. There's other programs in PG County as well. Queen Anne's, you have the moderately priced dwelling unit. And, again, across the whole state of Maryland, it's the Maryland Mortgage Program. We call it Old Faithful. It's always money there. Sometimes there are fluctuations in the requirements for them because there are different components, okay? But this is pretty much where, we want to start, okay? And I would love the opportunity to work with each and every one of you. Again, Brian Jones's phone number. Let me give you that. 410-935-6746. Okay? 410-935-6746. All right? He does all of these programs all across the state of Maryland. He is your one and done shop. All right. So we're going to open this up for some phone calls. What's our question? Yes, you can qualify for more than one program and use them interchangeably if you can. All right. Now you may qualify for 6 programs, but you can't use them all together. So you have to look at the ones that's going to help you the most or give you the most benefit. Okay? So, again, this is KJ Johnson. All right, the number's on the screen, but let me tell you, 443-744-5280. Okay? That's my number. Text me. I do have my phone off now because it was just going off, and I don't want to be rude to you guys. So, but you can call in. And listen, I'm taking calls now. 855-493-6499. Call in. KJ want to hear from you. 855-493-6499. The KJ Johnson team is taking calls. We're here for you. Got a couple of questions. NACA. NACA is a great community program. Yes, we can help you with NACA. A lot of times people from NACA call me because sometimes it takes a little longer than normal. They get a little frustrated with the process, and we end up having to switch them into something else now, especially with rates being as low as they are. We're very competitive and on par, with NACA. Okay? Gabrielle, what's Gabrielle's question? Gabrielle. Okay, cool. Okay. Tiffany wants to partner with me. Yes, you can partner with me, Tiffany. Robin, is it possible? Okay. I'm going to look at these. All right. What do we have here? Any questions? Anybody want to call in? 855-493-6499. Brian Jones is with Meridian Bank. All right. Brian Jones is with Meridian Bank. Okay. So, Well, listen, guys, I'm waiting for a phone call. 855-493-6499. We're going to get you guys off of this webinar and getting out there and enjoying some of this weather right now. And again, I pray you guys just be careful. This evil virus is still out here. Big shout out to my little sister Courtney. She had it. Thank God she's healed. Shout out to my Uncle Bill. He had it. He's healed. God is good. My cousin Jelani, he had it. He's healed. You know, God is good. God is faithful. And I just thank God for, you know, even though we're going through a difficult time, that, you know, he's still showing who he is. All right. Anybody want to call in? That's right. Amen. God's good all the time. 855-493-6499. Is the question? What was the question? It really all depends on the credit union. I would say the bank is better, and the reason why is a bank is going to have way more programs than a credit union is going to. Credit union is going to limit you to just what they have. A bank signs up with all of the programs statewide. Now, in some instances, depending on what your needs are, I do send you people to credit unions all the time. But it's after we've looked into all of the other programs, okay? And then we'll go from there. So that's where we start at. Start here because you have a plethora of programs to choose from. Credit union, not that many, okay? Realistically, how much money do you need saved to buy a house? So, to get started in the home buying process, you know, I'm going to say $2,500 to $3,000 because you need to write a contract, which in most cases is $1,000. You have to do an appraisal, which is $500. Home inspection can run you $350. Termite can run you anywhere from, you know, maybe $50 to $100, depending on the house and the company. So, and then you have to get insurance. So, $2,500 to $3,000 is normally the amount of money you need. Now, in some instances, if you cannot get the seller to pay all your closing costs, then you would need some additional money. Now, the down payment covers your down payment. Now, when you get a loan for your house, it's 3.5% down. That's the requirement. That's your down payment. For conventional, it could be 0 to 20%. So the programs are designed to help you with your down payment assistance. Sometimes you can apply some of that to your closing costs if you qualify for multiple programs. Okay, if you qualify for 2 or 3 programs, one can cover your down payment, the other can cover some or all of the rest of your closing costs out. Now, your closing cost is normally going to run you 4 to 5% of the sales price of the house. Your down payment is 3.5% of the sales price of the house. Okay, so those are 2 totally different costs. Your down payment is 3.5% of the sales price. Your closing cost is 4 to 5% of the sales price. And it can be more if you're buying down points. It can be more if the lender is giving you a credit. Those are just ballpark figures. All right? Any more questions? All right, no one's calling in. They typing in your questions, so just type away. Type your questions in. All right. No calls. Any other questions? Don't be shy now. Listen, it's no such thing as a dumb question. There's no such thing as, I don't want to ask that. If you don't know, then we want to explain it to you or tell you what it is. So please don't feel like, because the question that you don't want to ask may be a question that somebody else also doesn't want to ask. And it's no such thing as a dumb question. So we want to make sure that you guys are happy and all of your needs are met. So if you have a question, type it in. Give me a call. We are here for you. Now, every time when we finish this, when we sign off Facebook, the phone ring off the hook. So I'm waiting around today. 1-855-493-6499. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about credit, and then we're going to be done, okay? All right, so credit repair, credit restoration, all right? You want to really start with the loan officer. The loan officer is going to give you a hard pull on your credit report. All right. From that point forward, we can then work on your credit report because it's a real score. Just because, and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings when I say this, Experian may not give you your real Experian score. Did I just say that? Hold on. I need some reinforcement. Let me say that again.
Wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute.
Let me say it again, and I want you to hit that again. Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, even if you go to their site, may not give you the real score.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute.
Yes, I said it. So, here is the reasons and here is the instances why that happened. All right? So, when a lender pulls your credit, there are different FICO scoring models. They're going to pull the model consistent with for a mortgage. So, when they pull your credit, that is the qualifying score. That is the qualifying report. Doesn't matter what you see anywhere else. All right, we have a caller.
Yes, this is Barry Clark and Adrian. Clark, we want to know how long it takes to get pre-approved.
Hi, good morning to you. How you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Well, it normally takes, I would say, about 72 hours for them to for you to fill out the application, submit the documents, for them to review them, and then issue you an approval letter, okay? I would say about 72 hours or less, especially right now being that real estate is up 42%. It's taking a little longer, but once they verify your income and your credit and they get your documentation, then we can make an informed decision.
Okay, got it. You have another question? Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, listen, I look forward to partnering with you. Thanks for calling in. God bless. Stay corona and COVID free in Jesus' name.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks. All right, typed up questions. Read them to me. Let me see.
What is your income needed for $250,000?
Okay, what is your income for a $250,000 house? Let's say hypothetically, that's a rough question, and let me say that. I'm gonna tell you why it's a rough question. Because if I give you this dollar amount, they take into some factors. They take into your debt, okay? All right, so sometimes they won't allow more than 42% of your disposable income, all right? So if you make $50,000 and you don't have any debt, then yes, you can get a $250,000 house, right? Because you don't have any debt. But if you have student loans, if you have a car payment, if you have credit cards with different various financial institutions, that could very well affect how much house you qualify for. So I would say $50,000, especially in today's market, $45,000 to $50,000 with no debt. If you have debt, more like $60,000. You know,
I am delivered.
That'll get you into that house. Any more questions?
They say if not pre-approved, will they help us get pre-approved? Right.
Yes, that's the whole purpose. That's the KJ Johnson model. Listen, let me just share this testimony with you guys. All right. The question was, if I'm not pre-approved now, will you help me get pre-approved? Here's what happened to me. All right. When I applied for a mortgage, I believe Homeland Security was created. My credit was horrible. I had stuff on my report. I didn't even know who these things and these people were. my credit score was like in the 400s, and it was because of other people's doings. All right. So when I applied for a mortgage, they laughed at me at the mortgage company. I won't say the name, but I was in Towson, right? It was a friend of mine's wife. They was like, wow, this guy's credit is terrible, right? But his wife didn't find it funny. And she said, you know what? This is what you need to do, because I see this all the time. And I just want to tell you that. People who work with you, who have your best interest, they see it all the time. Now, sometimes they'll say, wait 6 months and then call me back. But they don't give you a 6-month game plan. What's going to happen in 6 months? It's going to get worse. You're going to get depressed. You're going to end up drinking, taking a couple of shit. What's going to happen in 6 months? So without a 6-month plan, that's just a brush off. And she didn't brush me off. She gave me a 6-month plan of action. And when I took her advice and I started to put it into play, and then I did my own research, because I found that when I did what she suggested, I saw results. When I tripled what she told me to do, I saw more results. She told me to get 1 credit card, and I saw the results. Well, I got 3 credit cards, and I seen 3 times the results, right? So I just took what she suggested to me, and I just enhanced it, right? So, and we were talking about credit, so let's go back to that. You want to get yourself at least 3 to 5 credit cards. Open up yourself a Fingerhut account, all right? You get yourself 3 to 5 credit cards. Keep your balances low, $10 or less. Okay, get yourself a Fingerhut account. Yes, the interest rates are high. Buy a blender, and then don't worry about it. Okay, buy something once a year, because you can get the Fingerhut account and not use it, and they close it, and your score is going to tank. But just getting a Fingerhut account is going to boost your score 30 points. So buy a blender and a toaster every year. You have kids, just buy them. Just buy one thing a year. You don't have to use it. Okay. And that will help your score tremendously. It helped mine, all right? So we will help you get pre-approved. We will walk you through the steps. We have a credit repair program that we offer, and we won't leave no buyer left behind, okay? Now, we're going to look at your income. We're going to look at where you want to purchase, and we're going to let you know if you're a good qualified buyer. And if the only thing that's holding you back is credit, we can help you with that. We can help you with the credit aspect. So, but just be patient, because some people want the microwave results. They want to come in and your credit's not good, and they want to see these results right away. If you've been dealing with bad credit for 3 years or more, allow yourself 12 months to fix your credit. Matter of fact, let's say this. I don't care how long you've been dealing with bad credit. If you allow yourself 12 months to fix it, we can fix it. You can fix it with us, our help. We'll tell you what to do. We'll make the suggestions, and you'll see the results. I've been through everything. I've been through divorce. I've been through bankruptcy. We had decline in the market, and every single time it's just like knowing how to ride a bike. If I run into an issue, I know how to get them scores up. This is what we do, So, and we want to partner with you so we can share some of those intimate financial secrets with you. That's why we created our own credit repair program, because some credit repair programs are designed to get residual income. They want to sign you up and have you pay monthly for residual income. Our program is designed to help you buy a house. We don't want to do credit repair. We want to sell you a house. So our credit repair people that we work with, we designed it with them and with you in mind, so that we could help you fix your credit to get you into a house. Now, you only need a 640 credit score to do that, so it's not terribly hard to get you to that number. Now, we suggest, as a national average, you try to get as close to 700 as possible. Why? Because they treat you differently when you get a 700. it's easier for you to qualify. Like when my credit was so bad, they called me by my first. It was horrible. They called me by my first name, and as my score started going up, by the time I went to settle on my house, they was calling me by my last name. You know, when you can't get pre-approved, KJ, look, we can't do anything for you, right? But then they start calling you by your last name, and they treat you better. Like long before Carvana came out and stuff like this, I would apply for a car, and they bring the car to my house. You know, before you at the dealership all day, you trying to figure out who's going to take my loan. Like, oh my gosh, is this even going to happen today? You know, and then it went from that to, hey, what car did you like? Oh, you want the white one? Did you want it with navigation, without navigation? Oh, okay, backup camera. Okay, we're going to bring it to you. And then they bring you the car, and you drive it, and then you drive back and you sign. That's a whole different scenario. And now you got Carvana and all them out, but if you had good credit, Carvana's not new to you because they've been bringing cars to people. They've been delivering cars to people if you had good credit. All right. Yes, two people can go on a loan, but they're going to look at your overall household income if you're buying together. So, yes, two people can go in on a loan. All right. And when you sit down with us, we're going to go over what the income limits and parameters are to let you know. Okay. Because sometimes it's advantageous if you have two people that make $80,000 and you're buying in Baltimore County with no kids, you're probably not going to qualify. So it might be better if one of you buy a house, okay? Because if you're not married, then you're not married, okay? And if you're married, then you're married, right? You know.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Right.
Hold just 1 minute.
Exactly. So here's the thing. You live in Owens Mills, your significant other lives in Pikesville, and you both make $80,000. You're not married. So you can buy the house or he could buy the house, okay? But if you live in the same household, that can be a problem because they do look at your household income, you know. But again, if you're not married, you're not married, okay? So one of you can benefit from the house and get the programs, okay? So, and then you can get added onto the deed later, all right? That's the most important thing, much, much later. All right, any more questions about credit? In the new norm, the most important thing you need to know is you want to make sure that you get your credit as good as possible. And knowing that if you have savings and reserves, it can help if you have credit issues. You'll be surprised that if you have latenesses on your credit report, right, and they want to accept your loan or deny your loan, if you have a 401k with $60,000 in it and you don't, they're probably going to accept the person with $60,000 because they see that you have reserve opposed to the person who was late. The same thing, 30 days late, and they don't have savings. Okay, so that's important. And then also, what else in the new norm I can share with you? Interest rates are very, very low. You know, if you want to get the absolute lowest rate, then you don't want to use a program. Can I get a hold up on that? Let's get a hold up. Let's get a hold in that.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute.
Right. Hold on for a minute. Now, listen. If you want to take advantage of the lowest interest rate that we're seeing in our history, then here's my suggestion. You want to hear KJ's suggestion? This is KJ. Let me get a hand clap on KJ's suggestion. I need a round of applause just for my suggestion. All right. Listen. If you have a savvy realtor and you have a savvy loan officer, we can work together to get your closing costs for you. If you put your own money down, we can give you a lender credit. You can get a lender credit for $5,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. So if you qualify for an interest rate of, say, a 2.3, and then hypothetically, if you're able or if you're willing to accept the interest rate at a 2.9, believe it or not, that will pay you money. They call it yield spread. That's a terminology that the lenders used to make money back then. They would charge you a higher interest rate, and then they could get paid from that. But now they have to give you a credit for it. So you could qualify for a lower rate, accept a higher rate, and they give you that credit towards closing costs. Okay, so right now with interest rates are as low as they are, I would say take advantage of them if you can. Now, but also remember that rates with the programs are where they were last year. So last year rates were 3.5, 3.6. This year programs are 3.6. So you're still in a good situation, and you can refinance out of that program and still get the 2.5 or 2%. We may see before this year is out, ladies and gentlemen, 1% interest rates. We may see 1.8, 1.7 because when rates start dropping, I mean, I helped a young lady get in her house. She got a 2.3% interest rate on the house. That's like what you would get on a car, right? She put her own money down. She didn't use any programs, okay? So, yes, you can take advantage of where we are now by just putting your own money down, getting, and taking advantage of just low interest rates. So the house that you wanted to get a few years ago, you can probably get it now with the rates being as low as they are and have the payment that you're comfortable with. All right? Absolutely. That is our specialty. Tons of them. 443-744-5280. The question was, are there any zero money down programs? Absolutely. They're on a case-by-case basis. They look at your credit, your qualifying. But if you call me, KJ, your trusted real estate professional, send me a text. Let me know what you're looking for. If you need credit repair, text me. I need credit repair. If you're looking for zero money down, I want zero money down. If you're looking for grants, I need grants. 443-744-5280. Text it to me, and I will get back to you. And before I go on to my next subject, I want everyone to hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right? We giving up all the secrets today, Marcus. We giving up all the real estate markets. Look, that's my engineer over there. Look, we giving up all the secrets today. So you call KJ. You're going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. I didn't bring a lender on here with me. I didn't bring anyone because I want to be honest with you. And I'm not saying that they're not honest, but this is raw form. This is real estate right here. Real estate 101. Real estate mortgage 101. All right? You call me up. I'm going to give you the untold truth, and then I'm going to connect you with the people who can make it happen for you. All right? Sometimes when I would do the seminars, and I still do, but COVID changed things around, I don't have a chance to really talk as much as I would like and be, financially intimate with you as I would want to be and just share the truth about some things because we're just trying to get through a timeline. So now there's no timeline, really. I mean, unless you guys want to leave, I'll talk to you till 5 o'clock. I'm good with that. And I know there's somewhat of a delay. So if there's any more questions, type them in. If you really don't want to call or text your question in, text me directly, 443-744-5280. Hit that like button. Send me a friend's request. I have 2 pages. One has 5,000, and the other one is about 2,300 or 2,400. Send me a friend's request. I want to connect with you and partner with you. Not just, so I'm going to sell you a house and run away. If I sell you a house, you become family and you become part of our network. All right? And I really wanted to do a crab feast this year, but with all this COVID going on, I'm not sure. We may do something outside somewhere, okay? I may do something small outside because you guys make my life easier. You sow into my life. You trust me with your the biggest purchase and the biggest experience or one of the biggest experiences of your life, and we just like to give back. All right, and this guy over here, he's my engineer, but he's a bad DJ. Look, I'm going to give him a shout out, mixstation.com. Big Nick, you got to holler at Big Nick because he is a bad DJ. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying to you? You know, he do all my events. No, I don't care what event I'm having. He's there because when we leave, everybody call me. Who's that guy? I want him to do this. He know how to make it happen. So we may do something outside somewhere in a park. Go throw some crabs together with some masks and just have a good time, you know, and everybody who don't want to do it and you're scared to come out, I respect that. But, you know, we're not going to let the devil keep us in fear all year long. You know, we're going to be cautious, you know, but I'm plotting on it right now. I'm thinking of something, but, right, and he just said he got a spot. It's getting ready to go down. The crab is getting ready to go down. He said he got a spot. So any questions out there? All right, what's the question? How long does a pre-approval last? There was a question. A pre-approval can last up to 90, 120 days. If you're doing new construction, sometimes they float your rate a little longer because the home is being built. So, but normally 90 days for the approval. You know? Any other questions? Okay, good. All right, questions. Questions. KJ's taking your questions.
Do you have a list of documents that we need to pre-qualification?
All right, a list of documents that you would need. I think I went over that, but let me just flip back to some of the things that you would need. They may vary depending on the program, but basically the documents that you're going to need to qualify is going to be your last 3 years tax returns. Again, I'm going back for who was it that had that question? Yeah, someone had a question about documents. That's all right. Take your time. Documents. So let me just go over some of the documents that you need. Karen, shout out to you, Karen. How you doing today, Karen? Hope all is well with you and your family. Documents. Karen and CL, God bless you. All right, Karen and CL, God bless you. 3 years tax returns. Your last 3 months bank statements. Your last 2 years W-2s. Your most recent 30 days pay stubs. Verification of court-ordered child support. Okay? Documentation of divorces or separation. So any paperwork that you may have if you're going through that. And God bless you if you are. I know that's a really difficult time in your life. And your profit and loss statement if you're self-employed. Okay? So that's the documentation that you need. What's the other question? Rizzy Poo.
That's her real name.
All right, well, that's your name on Facebook is Rizzy Poo. Okay.
You were recently furloughed. Does that stop you from being pre-approved for a home?
Great question. If you were...
That's the question I need to know.
Right. If you were recently furloughed, do you qualify for a mortgage or is it going to affect you? All right, here's the answer to that question. We're going through a national disaster. So as long as you back to work, it will not affect you. Okay? We're going through a national crisis. They may need a letter that states that you're back to work full time. And they're not expecting to have any gap of employment. But yes, if you're back to work, you know, the economy is opening back up. Governor Hogan, you did a great job in facilitating a lot of what we went through to get us, back on track. Really not too sure about these kids going back to school, but, you know, in light of everything else you did, you did a great job, Mr. Hogan. So, yes, if you're going back to work and you've been furloughed, we just might need something in writing, but it shouldn't hold you up. That was the question. Okay. Got any more questions? Any more questions for KJ Johnson, your trusted real estate professional? 443-744-5280. That's the number you want to call to sell your house if you want to purchase a home. And listen, here is another tidbit. If you currently own a house, and you trying to sell it, you qualify for these programs. Let me get something on that. Yeah.
I am delivered.
Yeah. If you own a house and you're thinking, will I qualify for these programs? The KJ Johnson team can get you 100% financing. All you have to do is sell your property, make sure the home is not in your name, and in most instances, you will qualify for some of these programs, not all of them, but some of these programs all over again, as if you were a first-time buyer, the day or the instance that we can prove, which is normally by your altar or your settlement closing statement. It used to be called a HUD-1. Now it's a closing statement or an altar, and we can get you qualified, right? That's good. That's good news for the sellers out there. And listen, let me talk to you sellers real quick. It's important if you really want to, sell your house and you sell your house fast, make your home available to be seen. Okay? Just declutter your house. Step outside of yourself. And I know your real estate agent is telling you this stuff. I know it for a fact. And if they're not, then you need to call us because we're going to tell you that. All right? As a matter of fact, just call us so we can sell your house and we'll facilitate everything for you. Okay? But declutter your house. Okay? Put plugins throughout your house. Make it easy to be shown. Be flexible with the home inspection repairs, and you will see a dramatic increase in traffic in your house so that we could get your house sold.
So I have a quick question.
All right.
I don't never get on screen, but I have a quick question.
All right. My engineer has a good... Big Nick has a question.
The transitioning point. Like, say if you're trying to sell a house, like, my mom's situation.
Right.
Should you buy a new house first or sell your house first?
Okay. Here's a good transition point. I'm glad he asked this question, okay? When you list your house for sale, you make it contingent on you finding your home of choice. Okay? You make it contingent so that you're not locked into selling your house and you haven't found one. Right? A lot of times what we want to do is make it contingent, but see if you can get a buyer on your house, get them through the home inspection, get them through the appraisal, get that approval letter, then you're good on your end to sell your house.
Right.
And then all you have to do is go out and buy a house. And in most cases, you can do what they call a rent back. All right? So you could sell your house to your buyer and then rent it back from them for 2 months until you get into your house if you can't facilitate the settlement the same day.
Right.
So if you can't facilitate the settlement the same day, and some people can't because they want to make sure, hey, I want to make sure I'm selling my house before I buy one. And once you get that commitment letter, that gives you the green light to then go get your house.
Right.
So go ahead and make it contingent, and then do what they call a rent back. Rent back for 30 days. You'll probably be in your house. If you're using the KJ Johnson team, you're going to sell them in 30 days or less. So you may not need more than a 30-day rent back, but I would just do 2 months, and then if you move out sooner, just notify the other party.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Somebody just asked, to purchase a foreclosure, do you need special loan other than FHA?
All right. So if you're buying a foreclosure, you can do FHA or conventional or USDA. Here is the benefit to foreclosure. My first house was a foreclosure. I encourage first-time buyers, hey, find yourself a deal. It's liberating. It was the quickest 6 figures I ever made in my life. I just signed my name, painted, and cleaned the house, right? But here's the issues with foreclosures. They're sold as is. They're not going to fix anything. If a lender sends an appraiser out, an appraiser is going to look for the value and potential problems with the house, and the bank will not fix those issues. Okay? So the bank can say, listen, I'm not fixing anything. I don't know how you're going to get through this process because I'm not fixing anything, right? Now, there's something called a 203K loan, okay?
Okay.
If you buy a house that's a foreclosure, your bank or your lender will give you money to fix up your house. So say, for instance, you qualify for $200,000, right?
Right.
And you buy a foreclosure, say, for $120,000.
120.
Okay, you buy a house. So that leaves you $80,000 to fix this house up. So that means that anything that you want to do cosmetically,
Right.
and anything that may come up as a result of the appraiser asking for repairs can all get rolled up into that repair escrow and all get addressed. So now you can buy a house that's a foreclosure. You don't have to worry about the repairs because it's already rolled into your construction escrow. So that alleviates the need for the appraiser to go back out because there's been money and finances allotted for that.
Okay. And say like if the repairs is 40,
Okay.
and you got the other 40,
Exactly.
what can you do with that 40?
Well, again, you can put it into the cosmetics of the house, painting the house. You can put in a new bathroom, a new kitchen.
Something that you always wanted.
Exactly. So that gives you an opportunity to address the issues that are from the home inspection, and then add in. Now, let me just
you can't use it for personal stuff.
You can't walk away with any money. You can't go to Baltimore Live or anything like that. But anything in the house, yes. Now listen, let me say this to you: if you buy a house with $40,000 in repairs, I mean, if you do the home inspection,
right,
and it needs $40,000 in repairs, then you might want to get another house. You don't want $40,000 in repairs. You want a few $1,000s in repairs,
right?
But you don't want $40,000. You want to put as much money into the cosmetic development of that house because that's going to yield you the appraised value. So you buy it for $120, you put $80 in it, you should be able to sell this house for $250, $260, $270 or more.
Gotcha.
Okay? Absolutely. Then that's what's going down. That was a great question. Any other questions pop up?
Tamu said, "Thank you for this webinar."
Tamu,
yeah, I think I'm saying the name.
Thank you
right.
so much. Sorry we messing your name up. Hey, listen, I appreciate it. We are here for you. We are voices in the community. We are forced to be reckoned with. We want to help you. We want to partner with you. We want to be as transparent with you as possible. And I'm really leaning towards, like I said, doing these webinars on my own because I don't really want I want to be able to just be transparent with everyone without any, half truths and things of that nature. I want, someone just coming along, wanting to, just be like I used to have credit repair people wanted to just come by to get their name out to get business who really didn't care about people's credit. That was horrible to me.
Wow.
I worked with someone who really didn't care about people, let alone their credit.
It was all about getting that dollar.
And it was all about getting that dollar. And I think you know who I'm talking about, but I ain't going to say his name.
Yeah.
And once I experienced that, I'm like, man, you've got to be kidding me. You've been a part of my team for these years, and you don't really care about people. And I seen it with my own two eyes. So we had to do something different. And we've been able to do credit repair since 1999. But as a realtor, you can't offer that service without a license. And you don't want to get into helping so many people with credit that you can't do real estate services. So now we have a credit repair company that can facilitate that for us, that care about people, and their business model is to get you ready to sell a house, to buy a house, not to get residual income. Now we have a winning situation.
Well, CL has another question.
CL question. Okay.
Can you say which FICO scoring model that mortgage companies are using? It would be good to know how to close my score
with the FICO scoring model. CL wants to know about the FICO scoring model. Listen, here's what I'm going to say to you. That changes, and again, just let the mortgage person pull your credit and give you a game plan. You tapping into the FICO scoring model is not going to give you the option to get pre-approved because an underwriter still has to look at it. The loan officer has to look at your debt and all that stuff. So it's not just about the FICO scoring model more than it's about the entire package. And looking at that package and saying, how can we move this package forward, even with credit challenges or financial challenges or any adversity that comes up? We have a no buyer left behind initiative. If you work, if you make money, if you remain coachable, we will help you through any credit challenges that you have. Okay? I was there. Like I said, my credit score was in the 400s. You hear me? And if you're in the 400s and you're trying to get to 7, that's 300 points. That's like a lifetime of points, you know. And but back then you only needed like a 580 credit score, so I had 125 points to go. But at the time that I purchased my home, I was well above that, you know. And again, and as life has happened to me in that process, you know, I've been able to work my way through those and still see 700 credit scores, and that's what we want to do for you.
So Robin says, does a 640 credit score mean a high interest rate?
No, it does not. 640 credit score is a qualifying score. If you have a 700 credit score or you have a 640 credit score and you're utilizing these programs, your interest rate will be the same. And if it's different, you're talking about someone getting a 3.6 versus a 3.8. It's not that much of a difference. Once you qualify for the programs, you qualify. So don't be on this escapade to get this super high credit score because it's really not necessary. You have to know your credit and know where to shop your credit, and that's what we bring to the table. We know where to send you when everyone says no to get a yes. 443-744-5280. KJ Johnson, your trusted real estate professional. Hit that like button. Any more questions?
CL said, I'm trying to avoid the hard pull.
Trying to avoid the hard pull. You know, in order to get the success that you need, you know, you should do a hard pull first. And here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. Let me get some action on that hard pull, all right? I need to get some hand claps. I need to get a hold it now. I need to get a couple of things on that. The hard pull. Here's the reason why you want to get a hard pull, all right? So, when you get qualified for a mortgage, the hard pull is your true credit score from a lending mortgage standpoint. Everything that you see on your apps are secondary, right? Even from Equifax, even from TransUnion, when a lender pull it, it will be different. So once you get the hard pull, we know exactly what to work with. That's a real number, okay? Opposed to you looking at your Credit Karma saying you at a 620, and when we pull your credit, you're at a 595. Then you're upset because, see, you have an advantage score. You have a FICO score. Sometimes people use apps and they use the advantage score, which gives you 100-point difference than a FICO score. Yeah, yes, your advantage score and your FICO score could be 100 points off. You know, so depending on what platform you're using. So do the hard pull, get the game plan, and then see success. All right? Now, sometimes we may have you get a Privacy Guard account, and we can work from there. But still, it doesn't give you the 100%, this is what my score is situation. But we can work on it enough to get your score up. But if you want to take the guesswork out, listen, when the lender pulls your credit and he run you through that simulator and it says they need to do A through Z, you do all of those. If you execute all of those things, you can get an approval. Other than that, you could be working in the dark. You could be like, I had someone call me and tell me, I got my tax money back. I paid off all of my bills. My score should go up. Paying off all your bills don't mean your score could go up. I'm gonna need some action on this. Sometimes paying in accounts can bring your score down.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute.
Yes, I said it. If you aren't careful and you don't know exactly what you're doing and you're not with the people that can help you, you can pay a bill and it bring your score down. So
hold on, wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute.
So sometimes we have to look at your credit, tell you what to avoid, what to pay, what we're going to work on, what we're going to challenge, establish some new credit, rebuild and reconstruct your entire credit profile. Let me say that again. Rebuild and reconstruct your entire credit profile. So not only are you ready for buying a house, you're ready for life after a house. We don't want to just sell you a house. We want to sell you a house, but when we help you with your credit, it's for a lifestyle and a lifetime change. We set you on a course for the high 700s. We set you on a course to hit the 800 mark. If you follow our system, you are on a course automatically to hit 800. Now, again, once you get to 700, I'm going to say maybe 720. Getting to 850 really don't matter because so few people have an 850 that it really doesn't matter. You know, I mean, of course, the higher the better. Yes, that's true. But once you, again, 720, 740, 750, 705, anything over 700, your world's going to change for you at that number. That's the sweet spot. Now, unless they increase it and make 700 not that important, which they're not going to do, I know that for a fact. But 700 is your sweet number. Once you get to the 700, work your way up from there. Okay, and you will see dramatic results and changes in how your finances and your financial business your exchanges go. Okay, from buying a house, buying a car, applying for a credit card at the line at Lowe's or Kohl's or Macy's, or anywhere, you'll start to see the results change. Okay, so again, get to the 700 mark, and then once you get there, you're already on a course for higher credit. Keeping your credit cards down, keeping your credit card balances $10 or less will dramatically help you because your utilization rate is low. Keep your inquiries down. Don't apply for a lot of credit if you don't need it. Okay? Don't apply for a lot of inquiries. Get all your inquiries out of the way this year. Okay? So that you don't have to worry about it 2 years from now. So if you apply for your credit and you get 8 or 9 credit cards right now, 2 years from now they're going to fall off. Your score is going to be back up. Okay? So, that's why you need to get with a credit planner who can let you know what accounts to get and then get them out of the way this year or next year or sooner than later. And then once they're out of the way, then that account, when you pay it in good standing, you keep your balances low. It's just like an artery that's pumping blood to and from your heart. Okay, it's going to be a continuous positive flow. Don't pay anything 30 days late. Don't pay anything late, period, more than 30 days. Because you can be at a 720, you have 130 days late. You could be 615, 640 in one lateness or in 1 month. You don't pay something. It can happen that quick. It can happen that fast. Listen, and we're going to wrap this up after this. You guys have been great. You had a lot of questions. This is probably the best webinar so far. What you think? This is the best webinar. Let me get some hand claps on you. Let's give them a round of applause. Thanks for coming out. Awesome. Let me leave you with this in terms of your credit. All right. Keep your inquiries down, but don't be scared of inquiries because they're needed in order to get your score where it needs to be. That's why don't avoid the hard pull. Once you go through the financial or the credit restoration phase, we're going to set you up on, in the credit repair people who we work with, we're going to set you up on a course to hit that 700 mark and beyond. And as long as you follow the training, you're going to be good to go. Don't pay anything late. Don't co-sign for anyone. Okay? I don't care who it is. Don't co-sign for nobody's loan. That's the quick way to damage your credit. Okay? So listen, you out there, you got a child, they work, they're trying to get themselves a car. Okay? Put them in credit repair. and help them buy a car on their own. Real quick, if you have a child that's trying to get a car, they want to get a car, let me tell you how you have them do it. Have them get a Fingerhut account, have them get a Secure Capital One credit card, and most lenders would take them after that. But stop co-signing for people. Listen, people can do very irresponsible things, and it can be very tragic to your credit. All right? It's 12:07. I've never went over on a seminar before, but I had fun today, and I appreciate it. Thanks, my host, Mr. Big Nick. Again, he is the baddest DJ around. If you want a DJ, give him a call. You know what I'm saying? He can make it happen for you. 855-493-6499. You can give him a call. His website is mixstation.com. That's MIXX station.com. He's on Facebook. And he's everywhere, actually, like Converse. He's everywhere, you know. And, again, thank you for our vendors. Pretty Chicks, one of our sponsors. Thank you to Allstate, Meridian Bank, Classic Inspections, Classic Home Inspections. We appreciate all you do. And listen, I want to give a shout out to all of the mortgage professionals and the real estate professionals who are really still putting your life on the line to do this business, because you don't know who's infected and who's not. We got to meet with buyers. We got to meet with sellers. We got to try to facilitate these transactions. So a great big shout out to all of the realtors out there that are working diligently in this crazy market. It's good, but it's dangerous. So God bless you all. And hey, KJ Johnson, 443-744-5280. Hit that like button. I'll be back at you soon. Thank you.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, just let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, just let it go.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Yeah, you know what it is. Mr. Ruckus, you know what I'm saying? The Veritude finally done, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, Ruckus Music Group, you know what I'm saying? J-Funk Records is here, you know what I mean? Wanna thank all the producers that helped me with it, you know what I'm saying? My man D David, you know what I'm saying? Jamil Honesty, you know what I'm saying? My man, you know, Hemisphere, you know what I'm saying? Hannibal, you know, of course, you know, yours truly J-Funk, you know what I mean? You know, Baltimore hip-hop still here, we still doing our thing, you know what I'm saying? We about to embark on a underground 90s tour, you know what I'm saying? We want to go overseas, Switzerland, you know what I'm saying, across the country, you know what I'm saying? So we put you on notice that Baltimore hip-hop is here and always will be here, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Ruckus, baby.
Yo, shit, man, Mr. Ruck. Y'all niggas know what time it is, you know what I'm saying? We gon' waste a lot of time on the intro. Oh, yo, Henry, let's give it to these niggas, yo. Yo, Ruck is the most maniacal. I shatter every bonus inside of you. Apply for this prodigal. Observe the master I'm supplying you. Taking off the takers. Still on beats and rapers for papers. When I produce a romantic MC, she call me who Ruck is the greatest. Believe in God, but when I spit it's done with a criminal mind. To bear witnesses, Ruck is the symbol of rhyme. So I can roll with the Pistons. A backstep into a yoga position. Better parole over the sentence. Baltimore fight for existence. Number one, Ruckus, I spit with an iron tongue. The most styles than Daniel Son on tracks. Ripping with iron lungs. Blowing large, you niggas thought Ruckus was falling off. You should've called me on the skelly. I was in the whip sucking the butter soft. I picture that, I got more connections than internet. Such a street thug image, instead of a fiend hustle for cigarettes. You Pokemon MCs don't wanna battle, get the middle finger. But body count rain from Baltimore City to Argentina. What nigga, man, it's far from the game. It's your man, Mr. Ruck in the back, baby. You know what I'm saying? Wait, these niggas were first too. Hey, yo, Hemis, yo, tweak the bass, you know what I'm saying? So I can serve these clowns again, yo. Yo, I'm wildin' out into a drop. Mucking down, the cowards on the blocks. Shop bras, we turn them out. Coke bottles in the cock. Don't beef, my nigga beast. Keep them bottles in the glocks. So don't blame me if this nigga stalk up. Holler, then he pop. You get your pockets ran. Take you for your knots up in your socks. Rocks up in your watch. Spitting hot saliva in your eye. While I'm in the whip, nigga laughing at you. Bobbing to the block. Whack niggas, we cook them quick like poke lock up in the rocks. We bring heat like July in the bottom. Mr. Ruckus, Baltimore, Hemisphere, nigga. How could you stop us? Yeah. Shouts out to all underground rap, you know what I'm saying? Baltimore style, you know what I'm saying? M.I. J-Funk, you know what I mean? DJ Boot, Pat Heat, you know what I'm saying? The whole underground clique, you know what I'm saying? Baltimore, keep it grimy, nigga. Picasso, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Annex clique, straight up, you know what I mean? You know how we do Baltimore, nigga. Macca Beach, you know what I'm saying? My nigga CDS. We out, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Ruck, hands up. Check me out. Yo, who could disappear for like decades and come back even sharper? Who can destroy whack rappers and ciphers, adding them on for their carcass? Who got instrumentals turning quarters microphones to revolvers? Half of these whack rappers is bitches, man. At least I'm honest. Revoke the capers and now it's time for Ruck to turn the pages. Nah, fuck it, it's my turn for greatness. Mr. Ruckus germs contagious. Come here, beautiful, cause I can put it in your mouth. Don't let them gas you, ain't no hood up in your spouse. I stay banging that Slim Shady in my Mercedes. The aroma of Dr. Grace production still fucking intoxicates me. I'm just molten hot, I'm scorching it. Flows exuberant. Mr. Ruckus, the new prophecy, nigga. So witness the metamorphosis. I got the whole fucking underground rap game behind me. Rest in peace to Eazy-E and Jam Master Jay. Y'all never saw me, but I'm not name dropping. This is real. That's the facts, nigga. It's 25 years underground. Check the stats, nigga. No crowd has ever booed me. Mr. Rock, the lyrical Bruce Lee. Back with revenge like I'm Tupac and Juice 3. So hide your loose leaf, whether it's no pad or etch a sketch. Rucker, so lyrically wreck your set. Shot the shit out of studio engineers. Then I ship them off. By matter of fact, it gets wild up in this habitat. Shit, it's been a while, but I still feed your young ass styles like pedophiles. Ruckers, I put it down. This is lyrical genocide. All the skeptic thoughts have been minimized. Underground, my feet are cemented and solidified. I'm fully energized. Put your hands up for the icons, for the pioneers that have passed on. Put your hands up for their rap songs. For the Trayvons and the Freddie Grays, those who been caught up in the blaze. Put your hands up for the better days. Put your hands up for the icons, for the pioneers that have passed on. Put your hands up for their rap songs. For the Trayvons and the Freddie Grays, those who been caught up in the blaze. Put your hands up for the better days. Put your hands up for the icons, for the pioneers that have passed on. Put your hands up for their rap songs. For the Trayvons and the Freddie Grays, those who been caught up in the blaze. Put your hands up for the better days. Put your hands up for the icons, for the pioneers that have passed on. Put your hands up for their rap songs. Yeah, you know what it is. Put your hands up for the Freddie Grays, those who been caught up in the blaze. Put your hands up for the better days. You know what I mean? Yo, I'm like Lorenzo Truck Simpson in beast mode, leaving your cheeks swollen, exposed niggas like peepholes. I'm devastating, keep it moving like ski slopes. I'm addicted to keynotes, I'm blowing like C4. You better camouflage, I'm converting tracks back to analog. I twist mics on my finger like a metal lock. Yo, I spit grammar, smack bammers and bang hammers. A hunger for that Shakur status and still famished. Spin Skrilla, luxury whips and chinchillas. I've been thriller, hitting harder than Sun Silver. Off of that S-Dot, status the black family's the mascot. I'm ready to slap box with black cops. Live, niggas on the corner flipping bands, we get live. Pushing $100,000 cars, we get live. Stolen burner cocked up in your waist, we get live. Niggas running from the po-po, we get live. Yeah, we get live on them. All my niggas getting live on them. I turn cyphers to crime scenes, so when I'm rhyming full heat, over tight production, I still rap shows. Call me a jewel thief, cause full reach whenever the rules speak. I'm bonded to rap, it'll never divorce me. But yet these crab niggas try to destroy me. You brought the beef, but you'll be left the vegetable. My freestyle is perpetual. But ripping mics for many semesters, yo, tell me who can measure up? Rockers bumping like eczema. The street has rolled the stone from in front of my sepulcher. Hip-hop connected us. I flow with the recklessness, lyric aggressiveness. I bless mics like a method. Yo, I'm international. The verse one selling for $100,000. My underground niggas get wild, we get live. Niggas on the corner flipping bands, we get live. Pushing $100,000 cars, we get live. Stolen burner cocked up in your waist, we get live. Niggas running from the po-po, we get live. Yeah, we get live on them. All my niggas getting live on them. I'm a felon through speakers when I'm telling my thesis. I snatch mics and move crowds like telekinesis. Frauds and facetious. I knock them flat on they keisters. Lyrically shred them to pieces. Your style soft as fajitas. Yo, I spit Episcopals. I break ciphers into intervals. Ruckus, I keep it moving like ellipticals. Live. Niggas on the corner flipping bands, we get live. Pushing $100,000 cars, we get live. Stolen burner cocked up in your waist, we get live. Niggas running from the po-po, we get live. Yeah, we getting live on them. All my niggas getting live on them.
President Trump started his day today with new attacks on Democratic Congressman Elijah Cummings and his home district in Baltimore.
The president doubled down after calling the city a disgusting rat and rodent-infested mess, and no human being would want to live there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Baltimore, we like the lost underground tribe of hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is, real. You know what I'm saying? Some of the flyest rappers and producers, you know what I'm saying? Baltimore, stand up, nigga. Check it out, nigga. Yo, Baltimore strong, we Teflon. Flow with the upper echelon. City flooded with X-cars, we X on. Hit the gas in, love the rap game with a passion. Mic
trashing. Baltimore lyric assassins. The industry, they tried to redefine us. These ex refused to sign us, even though they know we spit piranha. Different and filthy, we verbally kill beats. We recorded at Black Cat, Pambi, and did Ill Street. Forced to hustle like Nipsey, filled with muscle, we gritty. Independent, we dropped it. Niggas know the synopsis. Flow of poison, bravado. Niggas pop the Moscato. Dreams enormous, colossal. Hip-hop bastard apostles. We had our own swag, our own slang. It's Baltimore. In Baltimore, niggas, we do our own thing. We dropped the albums and the vultures for swarm. The results, the Baltimore hip-hop culture was born. We stand strong. Scar up, $50 heads, you know what I'm saying? Baltimore strong, we Teflon, hot and Szechuan. Hey yo, peace to the annex, click, yo, some fly niggas, man. Baltimore, baby. Baltimore strong, we Teflon, hotter than Szechuan. Yo, Baltimore staying stronger. Sold out shows and Yonkers. Flow with prominence, dominant on different continents. Lyrical mastery, shatter anatomy, savagely. Over the baddest beats, call me your majesty. Ruckus and Maccabee, we rap Baltimore to the fullest, so analyze it. Forever ghetto raps when we spit, we rhyme cannabis. Yo, Baltimore rappers known to induce a crisis. How you the nicest when you never met Baltimore up in them Cypress? We staying strong, we Teflon. Yo, peace to LMS, baby. You know what I'm saying? Peace to Sparrow, you know what I'm saying? Yo, peace to 88, back in the days, man. Y'all used to blaze that. Baltimore strong, you know what I'm saying? Hotter than Szechuan. Peace to my nigga Funk, you know, Baltimore strong, you Teflon, hotter than Szechuan. Yo, my flow's impetuous, piranha paragraphs and predicates. Witness my exodus. I snatch mics and spit my petulance, poetic residence. One love to those that reverence this. One love to all my veterans. Yo, Baltimore wins. Send me in the vest. For them little winnies want a test. Hitting in the set, flipping that Benny in the jets. Never recognize, never want to envy and I stress. We Teflon, we Baltimore City, we the best. We stand strong. Yeah, Teflon, hot my nigga Jets, you know what I'm saying? My nigga Los, man, you know what I'm saying? Baltimore strong, we Teflon, hot as y'all know what it is. For real, my nigga Marcus, you know what I'm saying? Montana, you know what I'm saying? Another one of the flyest niggas coming out of Baltimore. Baltimore strong, we Teflon, hot as peace to my nigga L Fly, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yo, peace to the head knockers, you know what I'm saying? Niggas under the stairs, you know what I'm saying? SCU, Money Stand Box, Total Conquest, DJ Concrete, that nigga Jamil Honesty, you know what I'm saying? CCL, my nigga Black Talent, my nigga Chew. You know, Baltimore, LL, Lil Raekwon, you know what I'm saying? Reggie Ruckus, DJ Patrick, you know what I'm saying? DJ Mook.
I never fucked anybody over in my life. Didn't have it coming to me. You got that? All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. You understand? That piece of shit up there, I never liked him. I never trusted him. For all I know, he had me set up and had my friend Angel Fernandez killed. But that's history. I hear he's not. Do you want to go on with me? Do say it. You don't? Then you make a move.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how we do, you know what I'm saying? For real, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, we gon' get this money, you know what I'm saying? For real, you know how we do Baltimore style, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Catch that, cook that, bag that, you know what I'm saying? For real. Hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? Going on when we count the cash, watch your back. The feds just watching. Yo, funds stay stacked, leg made back. Heated seats recline way back, AK smacks. This is a brief synopsis of a thug with abundance for niggas. I admit I got a fetish for homage. Cop the champagne, the black in the whip with $3,000 systems. Equipment speak wisdom, I stack cheddar, dodge in prison. Moving keys like a locksmith for pockets. At times obnoxious, I be in Vegas when it knocks it up, yo. I move weight like a freight train while you niggas trying to maintain. Whips in my wife's name, my cash insane. You can catch me in a Jaguar, buying out a cash bar at a Mayweather fight. A little light for a rap star, fast beat a bonus. Had a down for the homeless, BMs for my soldiers. On the look for the culprits, dressed in navy blue with the civvies and they hostess. Crooked cops and vultures, damn a nigga focus. Way beyond your plateau, I stack dough. I macho, 2020 Castro. Feds went attack and settle lyrics in Annapolis. Code name is Lazarus, cause fair time is hazardous. I move cash around like I'm a philanthropist. And like banana clips, I'm rapidly and lashing this. Stick up kids, we got drama for you bastards. Cash, I got a habit of track fiends like a magnet. I'm your pusher man, nigga. To the shores of Miami, transported by my honey Tammy, street vigilante, escorted by my nigga Manny, shit work in the Avalon, moving like a vagabond, don't get it twisted, guard, my squad is hard, yo, we hit the block of the drug fiends, they all just lovers, we give 8-8s and Lex Jeeps to baby mothers, stay strapped, got death for undercovers, hating niggas, smugglers, crooked choppers, shady judges, they yo.
Shit, man, it's got me, man. I don't got no control over it, man. I try to kick, man. That shit just be calling me, man. Be calling me, man. Calling me, man. Calling me.
Yo, man, I'm really hating my life right now, you know what I'm saying? I ain't seen my kids. I ain't seen my mom, you know what I'm saying? I've been on the streets, I'm hungry and shit. Kids spitting, throwing shit at me, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody really give a fuck about me right now, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's a shambles, everyday ritual, continuous like a sample. In and out of crack house, that's vandal. Lies, you sitting chastised, spit in my eyes when I ask for money to minimize. My hunger, pains, or addiction. Far from fiction, nigga, my life was in the worst position. That name fiend, cut me like incisions. I live in pissy abandoned buildings where there's no heat. There's nothing to wake up and find a corpse next to you. Swimming in an OD, straight bullets, barely missing me. God, tell me, is this meant to be? How could I even succumb to this misery? I wake up every day smelling funky with chat lips. I get my drug shot from either Coakley or Asquith. Harassed every day by the police, the bastards. I pray to God, hoping that I won't see the casket. I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's a shambles, everyday ritual continuous like a sample. For real, I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's a shambles, everyday ritual continuous like a sample. For real, I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's a shambles. You probably wonder how I got in this predicament. Just envision this, coming home from work early one day. Some other niggas hitting it from the back in your bed. Your wife yelling his name out. My vision blurred, my fist clenched out. Ran out the house, jumped in a Cherokee, spit off in a fit of rage to get a gauge. Said I'ma shoot them both, put one in their chest and one in their throat. Instead of handing me the gauge, my nigga Manny handed me the crack pipe. I hit it once turned it twice. Then I blazed it all night. And from that point, believe me, son, my life been ruined. Haven't seen my kids in 16 months. I wonder how they doing. It seemed their life has got me trapped in the worst way. Miss my son Kaden, little Ruckus missed his birthday. Yo, believe this drug shit is major. I haven't seen my wife, but last I heard, she was blowing my neighbor. I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's in shambles, everyday ritual continuous like a sample. For real, I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's in shambles, everyday ritual continuous like a sample. For real, I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's in shambles. Drug paraphernalia, sit on my waist, walk down the block, and street thugs spit on my face. And yo, it's kinda like with crack did the pookie. I seen this fiend hit a nigga stash in a Mac lift this koofy. Yo, ship Terrorizers, crooked cops, they increase the Celsius. Lord, forgive me for my sins, I know that I'm rebellious. I'm getting my life back one day, but for now, y'all, I'm bouncing. Cause Miss Brenda give on fried chicken on Sundays. I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's in shambles, everyday ritual, continuous like a sample. For real, I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's in shambles. I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's in shambles, everyday ritual, continuous like a sample. For real, I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's in shambles. I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's in shambles, everyday ritual, continuous like a sample. For real, I don't wanna be a fiend, I am though. My life's in shambles. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yo, man, don't be so quick to judge me, you know what I'm saying? You never know where life gon' lead you, you know what I'm saying? Or a loved one or someone that you close to, you know what I'm saying? Get strung out on this shit, you know what I'm saying? For real, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fiend, man. Straight up. Yeah, I'ma need y'all on the dance floor for this one. Yeah. Yo, you was always there for me. Through the good times and the bad times, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, you my everything, you know what I mean? Yo, prison life, it's far from a joke. Since I've been locked down, you kept my commissary on swole. Mom should've listened. You told me the niggas were snitching. You kept your distance, analyzing niggas' intentions. But now I'm just doing my stretch, pursuing my best, reflecting how I ruined my zest. And you would attest, I missed you, mommy. I miss making you tsunami. Soon as you climb me, body soft, smelling like a money. I admit, ma, I feel for your touch. I miss you telling me you can feel it, and you're spinning your guts. You my ride or die for real, and I'm shocked and amazed that you forgave me for all the bad mistakes that I made. Love, I grew up fatherless, and I'm flooded with strife. But yet you pray for me at times I feel I owe you my life. You a good thing for real, in the rarest of form. Baby, we bonded, and the love we share is out of the norm. kids, my daughter and son. Since the day you both were born, I knew that you were the ones that would make me change my life up. My love for you got me thinking righteous, but at times I get caught up in such. Daddy made some major mistakes and I'm paying the price. I apologize that I ain't there to rock you at night. I heard you both advanced to blue belts in the martial arts. I pray you both can find forgiveness for your father's flaws. I regret that I ain't with you, y'all, and that's a fact. I can't wait to hold you tight, cause I ain't coming back. Believe my past is getting scratched off. I'ma focus on this music and stack large. My pride is getting slammed to the asphalt. I'm sorry I made so many mistakes, you know what I'm saying? I promise I'ma make it up to you for real, you know what I mean? When I come home, I ain't never coming back, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all. You always got ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? Grind it out till you find it out. Hey, nigga, no matter where you are, man, it's on real. Same thing to hey, nigga, man. This struggle to be criminal, so legit. This struggle to make 6 figures and cop a whip. This struggle to put the ice on the wrist. Stash the cash and flush your work down the drain before the feds. As the earth twist on its axis, my flesh and lust is to be sick. A savage, a threat to the masses, leaving helpless victims on their maximus by using semi-automatic weapons to split the cabbage and get the cash quick. But as I return from this oasis, I find the peace of mind is something sacred. Something far from holding max and gauges, never passing judgment. There's no telling what the life of a thug's been. Full of bad predicaments and mass sin. Court cases stacked high as mountains. Forced to carry 64 ounces. Spontaneous shootouts on drug blocks is countless. $3,000 outfits. You go hard when you've lost. Your man's jealous, he gave you up to the NOS. The nigga turned state quicker than Betty Crocker. Turned cakes, man, cause he scrambled for cheddar. And you burnt cake, did 9 and get 3 to 6. You failed to let the heater spit. There's no need, the cow reflect the city.